Hello, hello. I don't know. So I think this is correct, but here's the spinner. I think that we're gonna wait until there are more people here. We have 40 people, but how many of these this is insane. So this is the Connor Bedard jersey. I know I was muted before, but this is the one I have, but it's gonna be the exact same, the red incredible jersey from the Blackhawks. But I'm gonna buy it straight from the NHL shop. But sorry that I was muted. We have 42 people in here already. I'm actually going to do a short but quick NHL mock draft until we kind of have the people. So I'm just going to go to just a really quick mock draft because I know the Blackhawks are already in intermission anyway, so it doesn't necessarily matter. But just wanted to do like a quick one. So I'm going to go to Draft Prospects Hockey. This is my company. I have a mock draft simulator here, and this is the updated thing. So I just want to do like a quick one, just real quick, if everybody can see it, because there's not a lot of people here. Yeah, the DuPont interview is coming out soon, as well as the Anton Frondel interview. I actually already have that already completed, and I did all of the highlights in there, so that's a really really good one. But yeah, so the Blackhawks are down right now against the Avalanche. Not the biggest thing in the world if they do lose this game. They're a great team. The Avalanche are a great team, but I just want to do a quick little mock draft. So this is the NHL mock draft simulator that I created for Draft Prospects Hockey, my company. And obviously Vancouver, this is all updated. We don't have the logos yet, but we will try. But for Vancouver, I definitely think that they're going to go McKenna here. It's just kind of or I guess I put Ivar Stenberg. Wait, I'll wait. So exit. So if you ever go here, you just do select all teams, do no timer, and then Gavin McKenna would go here. Ivar Stenberg would probably go to the Flames. I would think that Keaton Verhoff would go to the Rangers. I'm going to go Caleb Maholtra for the Blackhawks. And for the Blues, I do think that they would go defenseman. I would go Chase Reed here. Winnipeg, I think that they would probably go Albert Schmitz. Boston loves their big guys, Ethan Belchez. Predators, I think that they keep going center. Carson Carroll's would be a really good one there. And then it's just going to be a top 10. I just want people in so that we have everybody. But for Tynan Lawrence, I think he would go to the Kraken. And then Florida, I'm going to go Oscar Hemming. So if you guys ever want to go check this out, here it is. You can do so many different players and rounds and look up the stats. Like the stats are here. So that's just kind of the mock draft. I will definitely be finishing that up once we do the giveaway. If you guys are really interested in that, let me know. But yeah, Trevor said, how low does our pick have to be for Katie to trade it? I think it would be like, if it's not top 3, I think that it could be traded. I think that would just be a case. I think Caleb Maholtra or Tynan Lawrence would definitely be somebody that would be in that range. Does it have a lottery sim? No, but I use NHL Tankathon. It's such a great just website. I really do it. Can you guys hear me now? Am I good? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Testing. Okay, you guys can hear me. Okay. So I think that do you guys want me to finish do a top 16? I got 6 more picks. All right. So because I did get a couple yeses, I think the Sharks would probably go in a defensive way. I think that they would go with Jackson Rudolph. Really great. I have an interview with him too. So if you guys definitely want to check that out, New Jersey, I think that I think it would be really fun for them to go like a Vigo Bjork, but I think that they would probably go bigger. So Oliver Savanto, who's one of the youngest players in the draft, but he looks a lot older. Washington, I think Washington could go Vigo Bjork. Just get that highest upside available. I feel like that would be a really good pick. And then for the Flyers, I really like the Flyers with Ryan Linner, Xavier Villeneuve, but because they're smaller, I could totally see a situation where they go like a Ryan Rubrick who is falling. The Islanders, they can just hit on anybody right now. That's what it seems. I'm going to go Xavier Villeneuve. I feel like that would be such a fun fit. And then for the Kings, for the last pick of this, I'm going to go all the way down to William Hawkinson, one of my favorite players in this class. Obviously, won gold with Sweden. So let's get to what we want to see. We have 100 people in here now. And yeah, do a few sims. That's what I was saying. But now we can do the giveaway. So thank you guys all for coming in. We have 100 people plus right now. If you guys do want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, I'm going to be giving away more things. How deep is this draft? Will there be gold value in round 2? Really, really good value in round 2, in my opinion. You could get the Ruck brothers. You could get like a guy like Pantelis, who's a Brandon Wheat Kings right-handed defenseman. But right now, I'm going to be giving away a lot of different stuff in time for the draft. We're going to be giving away like a Gavin McKenna jersey. I'll announce that soon. And we're going to be giving away some other things. So definitely follow Draft Prospects Hockey and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really, really think that this is going to be one of the best, like we're trying to produce the best content we can. So thank you guys so much for your support, but I'm going to be giving some things away. Like this All-Star Game hat from the AHL All-Star Game. It's the one I'm wearing. I have one. I'm going to be giving it away as well on one of my next live streams. So definitely look for that. But let's do the wheel generator for the giveaway. So this is first time I'm doing this. I'm really excited. It's kind of nerve-wracking. So let's see. I hope everybody, good luck to everybody. Spam good luck in the chat. Let's get this going. All right. All right, so here is the giveaway. Here you go. What are you guys thinking? This is like Draft Lottery Day, May 5th, Draft Lottery. Good luck to me. I like that, Alex. Okay, so when everyone's ready, let's get it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Wind shave chagged one. Let me see who this is. Congratulations. I totally butchered your name. All right, so this is who won the giveaway. I appreciate everybody for watching. That's crazy. Sorry guys for everybody else that was really hoping for this, but we are going to do more giveaways. So definitely, like, subscribe, and watch the content because we're trying to grow as quick as we can. And, we're going to continue to do these. So this is just the first of many, but thank you guys all for watching. I am going to continue to do that mock draft for people that are still congratulations to the Jersey boy. Yeah, so obviously he is a Chicago fan, so that's good. And I am going to finish the mock draft, but if you're in the chat, definitely just say hey, say that you won or something. I'll DM you soon. But that was it for the giveaway. Maybe I'll do a giveaway next stream as well, but I just want to go back to the mock draft. We're going to do a lot of mock drafts. We have a bunch of stuff coming out. I have a lot of like interviews. I got one with Anton Frandel coming up, Mason West, Merrick Vanacker. And then for NHL draft prospects, I have Ethan Belchez, Jackson Smith, who's awesome, Columbus Blue Jackets prospect. I have Landon DuPont. That's a big one. Landon DuPont is incredibly talented. I mean, if you guys ever watch this guy, he is awesome to watch. But let's go back to the mock draft. Obviously, you guys can use this anytime you want. It is my company, Draft Prospects Hockey. We're growing. We're going to continue to do a lot of giveaways. I appreciate everybody's support. Just, we just need that support, honestly. It's been awesome. I've only been doing this for like 13, 14 months online. So it's been a great ride. So thank you guys so much. But this was my first giveaway. Obviously, Connor Bedard Blackhawks jersey giveaway. Everybody knows we're going to be doing some more of these. So thank you guys again. It just fell to the ground. But for San Jose's pick here, they have obviously 2 picks. This one's from the Oilers. I think that they're going to go with a guy that just has a lot of upside, but probably they could double dip defensively. I think that would be pretty smart. And, Pippa Reinen played pretty well in the World Juniors for Finland. I actually just really like him. I think that he has some of the most potential and upside in the class defensively. So I'm going to go him. They could go Ryan Lynn here as well. But the thing is, for me, I feel like you got to go with that taller defenseman if you're the Sharks, who do have playoff aspirations. And I think that would just be kind of a no-brainer. For Calgary from Vegas, I feel like this is going to be a pick where, they've gone center and they've gone forward quite a few times in the past couple of years. So I do think that they're going to go defense again. And Ryan Lynn, for me, Vancouver, just kind of fits their mold a little bit. So I feel like that would be a good fit. For the Mammoth here, the Mammoth could go in a multitude of different directions, but I do feel like they are just loaded at forward. I know they have Simishev as well, but I would pick a defenseman here as well. I would go Gustafsson. Like, he's a really great defenseman. I think that he has like top 4 upside. Probably one of the safer defensemen in the class as well, when you look at where he's been playing. But Seattle, or for St. Louis at 20, I think that they could go with Liam Ruck here. Liam Ruck is kind of pushing himself into that top 15. I think that this is going to be a spot where he does get looked at, kind of similar to like a Vaslav Nestrasil in the 40s, had a lot of hype, gets drafted 25th to the Blackhawks. For Boston here, for their second pick, if the Leafs aren't top 5, I think that Boston's just going to continue to go big players. So Brooks Rogowski, one of the players that just has so much upside. You don't get 6'6" players with his kind of profile often. He's kind of like a Shane Van Sage out there, but he plays more. He's more offensive equipped. He has more skills. I think that would just be a really fun one. For Columbus, they picked goalie last year as well as Jackson Smith. So I think they could go forward. And a guy that has just been flying up my board is Nikita Klepov. I think that he's just one of those guys that just continues to look good. He's on the top of his league at scoring, and it's just like he's doing it over and over. And I know a lot of people have been saying that he's scoring during garbage time and things like that, but it's just like he actually is looking like he's doing it in the hardest moments as well. So I feel like that's kind of not a great example, but Nikita Klepov does have so much talent. If you watch this guy, I actually have an interview with him coming out too, but he's a very good player. So I feel like everybody should be watching that guy's highlight tapes. Also, a guy that you guys need to watch is Mathis Preston. I know he's not had the best season this year, but he's darn good. He's so skilled. But for the Habs here, I think, they win. They traded their 2 first-round picks last year, Victor Eklund and Kayshawn Aitchison, who the Isles took there, but they got Zurofsky, and Zurofsky's fantastic. He's looked so good. I think that the Habs hit it out of the ballpark with that pick. I do believe that the Habs just are picking very well recently. I'm just impressed with how they're drafting. I think that they could go with a guy like Adam Novotny, who is safer in terms of like NHL upside. I think it could see him on like the 3rd line. But if you really want that real upside play, which we've seen out of the Habs, I think Mathis Preston would be a phenomenal pick. But they could maybe go like another direction, like JP Hurlbert. Honestly, JP Hurlbert, he's been so productive. He looks so good with Nathan Bem And I also have a Nathan Bain interview as well. So definitely check that out if you guys want to. But JP has been so good and so skilled, so productive. He's going to be flying up those draft boards. For Vancouver, I mean, they just have so many picks in the next few years. But I feel like Mathis Preston here would be a good fit because they kind of want that guy that has a lot of upside. Oh, wait, no, that was Pittsburgh's pick. Oh, whatever. I mean, Pittsburgh, they got Bill Zonin last year. They got Ben Kindle. Mathis Preston probably wouldn't go to them here, but kind of a fun fit. Very skilled player, like I said. For Vancouver, I'm going to go with Pantelis. He's just one of my favorite players in the draft. He has immense potential. So defenseman that I think that could go a lot higher in the 20s. I think that's a good fit for them. He has a lot of potential. So if you see this guy, he loves to dump the puck in, retrieve it. He's really good at the blue line. He stands people up. He is a lot of reach. So he covers a lot of ground out there, and he's a good passer. So I feel like he will go higher. I think Elite Prospects had him in like top 15. This is a guy that I think could go. I want the Blackhawks to take this guy. I love this guy. Like, he is awesome to watch. I also have an interview with him, but I was like so happy when I saw this guy play because this year has been a great year for him. Seattle's an interesting one. Let's see. They could go Jack Hextall. They could go Jackson Cover. Morozov is just one of my favorite guys. Like, he's playing great in the NCAA for Miami, Ohio. Definitely a guy that is increasing his draft stock and should be taken in this range, maybe even higher. For the Rangers, they took Chase Reed, I believe, earlier in the draft. And so they're not going to go defenseman probably. I'm going to go with Adam Novotny. Adam Novotny is just a safe player. I think the Rangers need safe players in their draft classes. They haven't really drafted well recently, so I think that would just be a good pick. Vegas doesn't have their pick. This is so awesome. Thank you for doing this. Of course, like I said, I'm going to be continuing to do a lot of these. I'm going to be giving away like this hat. I have some World Juniors merch too, as well as like a McKenna stuff. So definitely thank you guys, but thank you. I just need you guys to subscribe and like and follow for more of this stuff, but we're going to try to do this so much. And I know the Blackhawks are playing now, so thank you guys for, this many people for watching anyway, but we're going to try to do this a lot, especially coming up to the draft. Let's see. So we have a couple more picks in this mock draft. We have 5 more picks because Ottawa, also I'll talk about that a little later during their pick. But so Washington from Anaheim. This is from the John Carlson trade, which shocked everybody. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the trade deadline, what you guys like graded the Blackhawks there, as well as your own teams. But I thought that was an interesting one. Elton Hermanson, Marcus Nordmark, 2 Swedish players that could fight for this spot. Yeah, Shilov. Washington would go Shilov here. Not a lot to say there, but yeah, he's a good player. He played well in the USHL. Then obviously he's playing a lot better now. But Buffalo, they wanted to trade a guy like Burka. And they wanted a defenseman. Maybe they try to double dip and take another defenseman. I know that they got Bedkowski too. I like Jack Hextall. Jack Hextall is playing really well for the Phantoms in the USHL. He is just a really good player. So I'm going to go Jack Hextall there. For the Hurricanes, they've taken 4.5 Russians in the last 4 years, every draft. So I think they have 18 Russians in the last 4 years. It's insane. So I'm just going to go to, let's see. I'm going to go Beckham Edwards. I don't think that he's going to fall as far as people think. This guy was like going in the top 10 in the summer scouting. So I'd be very surprised if he ended up like in the 50s. I know this is probably not where he ends up, but Carolina always picks random like players that we don't see coming. So I feel like that would be a good one. And then the Blues again, I'm gonna go Alexander Diorio. I think that he would be a good fit here, and I just don't see him. Let's see. I don't see him falling as much as other people. And then Ottawa, I think they're going to go with best player available regardless. They got saved with this pick. Very shocking to say the least with this. But Elton Hermanson, I think that this is a good player. This is a good fit. I don't know what Ottawa's going to do. Comment down below what you think. But what do you guys think about that? Was that a fair for them to get the 32nd pick for $1 million? That was kind of interesting. So here is the complete draft. We have Vancouver going McKenna, the Flames going Stenberg, Keaton Verhoff going to the Rangers, Kayla Malholtra going to the Blackhawks, Chase Reed to the Blues, Albert Smits to the Jets, Boston with Belchez, Carson Carls to the Predators, Tynan Lawrence to Seattle, and Oscar Hemming to Florida to round out the top 10. I feel like that would be kind of an interesting one. I don't like that Florida has their top 10 pick. I do believe that they could win the lottery because of that. It's just going to happen, which would kind of stink. But, yeah, this is interesting to say the least that the Senators bought their first round pick back. But that was interesting. The Blackhawks currently have pick 3. It's sorted by wins in the lottery. No. They don't have top 3. It's 4 now because they won yesterday, and the Rangers lost. Which, what do you guys want? Do you guys want the Blackhawks to win these last few games, or do you want them to lose? Trevor, that's interesting. I actually need to look into this because I was just going off of NHL Tankathon. So he says that it's percentage based. Oh, well, the Rangers have a game. The Blackhawks have a game in hand on the Rangers. So the Rangers would actually be 3rd right now. Only because of that. But if it is on wins, that is interesting. But look at how close these standings are. That's what scares me. 64 points, but if you win 2 games in a row, you're 6th. Obviously, there's a kind of a bigger break from 7 points to Toronto. But do you guys want the Blackhawks to win these games, or do you want them to be really good battles and then have a just have good wins? I know Trevor TD just said that Kaiser scored. So let's see. Are the Blackhawks tied now? Or is it 2-1? All right, it says it's 2-1 now. Obviously good for Kaiser. But I want to know what you guys think. Are you guys rooting for the Blackhawks to win or lose these games? Just to see your opinion. Because I know that this draft lottery is just such a big deal. If they get top 2 and they get a guy like McKenna or Stenberg, that could change the franchise. Obviously, I think that there's a lot of potential in a guy like Malholtra. I do believe that he could have that top 6 upside or even that 1C upside. He has a lot of upside. He's a guy that just has that pedigree, doesn't necessarily have the experience. So that's good when he's producing. He's a play driver for his 3rd line of Brantford. And that's huge when you understand that Jake O'Brien is there, Jet Luchenko, him. So interesting. I was talking to somebody yesterday about Edmonton's goalie, and it was just everything Wallstead. Why didn't they draft him in the draft? It's so tough. If you make one bad decision in the draft, it could change your entire franchise. That's why I think that prospects are so interesting, because when you look at it, just look at the Penguins got Crosby and Malkin 1 and 2, and then the Rangers got Lafreniere and Capo Caco. Like that just changes so much. It's just absolutely insane. Look at what happened to the Matthew Schaefer and the Islanders. Look at how well that has matured. I mean, just so quickly. He's a franchise player and one of the best players, best defensive players in the entire league. So, but let me know what you guys think of this live stream, what you guys think of the giveaway. What should I do next? Kind of like let me know. Like I said, mock draft is on Draft Prospects Hockey. We've been blowing up recently. You guys have been awesome with the participation and the support on my channel. It's been fantastic. So thank you guys so much. We're up to 16.3 thousand followers, which is just crazy. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I know that you guys all probably want to watch the Blackhawks, but we're going to be doing some more giveaways soon. So definitely follow Draft Prospects Hockey, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow, do all that stuff that you have to do. But I'm going to be loading off in a couple minutes to eat because I did not eat. I was just like copying and pasting all the names for the last like hour and a half. So yeah, me and Blue Chip Prospect will be on here soon to talk about some other things, but I want to watch you spin Tankathon. Okay, I'll do that. I can do that. So let's see. I got to share the screen again. And let me know, like, if there's some prospects you guys want me to interview. Like, is there anybody interested that you guys are interested in? I have an Anton Frondell interview coming up. I was just working on it, this weekend or this week. So definitely when that comes out, it's going to be a big one. Like, he's awesome. Anton Frondell is awesome. So Blackhawks prospects, let me spin it. I'm going to spin this right now. So let's see. Chicago won. You see, I'm a lucky spinner right there. Chicago won, and Chicago also got Florida Panthers pick because for some reason. So imagine they got 1 and 3. Clip this. Someone clip this, honestly. If you guys can clip this and post this out, because look, so this is the best thing for the Blackhawks. This would be best case scenario. First spin. It usually happens like that, but if the Blackhawks got number 1 and number 11, here's what I would do. You have to go McKenna, in my opinion. Team him up with Connor Bedard. I think that would be the perfect scenario. Gavin McKenna just has so much potential. He's a star power player, such a great playmaker. When you look how he watches and like just how he sees the game, he can play make every shift. The guy is somebody that's going to have the puck on a stick for 2.5 minutes a night. And that's a lot rarer than you think, but he's going to be able to control the pace of the game. And I feel like with him and Bedard and even Frondell on that first line, that would be fantastic. You give those 3 guys like that much help up there, you might get 3 100 points players, honestly, or Frondell with 80 points, but 40 goals. Bedard with 110 points and McKenna with 90, whatever it is. But that would be an insane lineup. And then I think Calgary would go Stenberg. Vancouver would probably go Keaton Verhoff because obviously they're probably going to be in the top pick next year too. So they could try to go DuPont. But could you imagine like Boyum and Verhoff? That would be very good. Rangers, I still think that they'd go Chase Reed. I don't know if it's the colors on his jersey, but I just feel it. I feel like he would be such a great fit. USA player, red, white, and blue Rangers jersey. I feel like that would just be such a good fit. St. Louis, I'm going Caleb Malhotra. Really do think that would be a great fit. Good center. Or maybe the Rangers do go, or maybe Vancouver goes Caleb Malhotra. Obviously, his dad coaches for their AHL affiliation, so that would be kind of interesting if he was the coach. So actually, I don't know. That's for a different discussion, but I may make a video about that. But St. Louis, Caleb Malhotra. I'm going to go Winnipeg. Winnipeg here, Albert Schmitz. Definitely just best player available. For 7 for the Bruins here, They've been going center a lot, so I don't think that they would go Tynan Lawrence. I think Ethan Belchez would just be a really good fit. New Jersey, I do think that they could go Tynan Lawrence here. I've just heard way too much Tynan in the top 10, but New Jersey can go in a multitude of ways, but I don't think they're going to go defenseman. They could go Oscar Hemming. I think Oscar Hemming could go in the spot. I'm going to go say Oscar Hemming at 8. For Nashville, you just took Brady Martin, who is fantastic. Anybody that watches Chase Reed knows how good Brady Martin is. Brady Martin is just a star in the making. That dude can do everything. Score, hit, play make. It's just his B game is fantastic. Seattle, they just I don't think they're going to take a center this time. They have Jake O'Brien, they have Shane Wright. I'm going to go this is actually an interesting one. Carson Carrolls, maybe? Yeah, I would go Carson Carrolls. And then for the Blackhawks second first round pick, they would actually have the first 2 of everybody's picks if this actually happened. But I would Vigo Bjork would be the best player, but they're not going to take him. Carson Carrolls would be a fantastic fit. I would take Tynan Lawrence. I didn't take him yet. So I would take Tynan Lawrence Tynan Lawrence. I think Tynan Lawrence would just be a really good fit with the Blackhawks. So they would get Gavin McKenna and Tynan Lawrence. Feel like that would be pretty good. Yeah, Florida plays Calgary. That's going to be a really interesting one, but Florida just lost to Vancouver. So it's like Florida will beat great teams and then lose to really bad teams. So I don't know what's going on with Florida. So, yeah, obviously one and done, one lottery spin. I got the Blackhawks, did a top 10 mock. Is there any other questions you guys have? Anything on prospects? I'm loaded in watching these guys all the time. So definitely, if you guys have questions on prospects, let me know. Trevor's been just killing it. Yeah, Florida did shut out Edmonton. That doesn't make sense. And Florida is not as hurt as people think. Like, Florida has so many players that are incredibly talented that are still playing. So I don't know how they're as bad as they are, but it's a really close one. There's obviously separation from Washington at 13 to anybody else, but at the same time, it's I don't know. Who is a better hockey player, Vigo Bjork or Caleb Malhotra? I think Vigo Bjork's a top 3 player in this class if he was 6'2". I think that he's just incredible hockey player. He's in Sweden. People call this guy some people herald him over Ivar Stenberg. Vigo Bjork is just next level, but he's 5'9" or 5'10". That's the hard part with him. I was standing next to him in an elevator, and I was taller than him, and I'm 5'10 and a half or 5'11", probably on the 5'10 side. So he is truly 5'10", 5'9". Caleb Malhotra has that size. He plays well with it. He knows how to use it. He knows how to use that playmaking. They both have that pedigree. I just Vigo Bjork's a winner on that one side. So I would say Vigo Bjork is more skilled and has that, but Caleb Malhotra is probably going to go higher because of that size, because of his B game. But Vigo Bjork is a better Vigo Bjork is a better player, if pound for pound. What's the next big goalie draft? I don't know. Usually for goalies, one guy gets hyped a lot in a draft in the first round, and then it becomes a goalie draft. But I want a goalie draft where you have that number, first round pick, top 10 goalie, top 15 goalie in the class, and then you have 4 or 5 second round goalies. And I just don't know if we have that in the horizon. 2024 was a great 2023 was a great goalie draft class, but the Blackhawks just took Adam Guyan, who is not supposed to go number 1. Michael Harabel looks fantastic. Jacob Fowler looks fantastic. Nothing against the Blackhawks. It's very hard to scout goalies, but they took the first one, and it didn't work at this point. But I will say, getting Spencer Knight really allows the Blackhawks to not have to worry about a goalie. And Drew Comesso looks fantastic. Adam Guyan does have a lot of potential. He is a playoff player. Like when the lights get bright, he is there. He's going to be able to perform really, really well. So I think that the Blackhawks did already get their franchise goalies. Goalies are hard because, well, I don't know on that one. Um, yeah, like the last first round goalie obviously was last year with uh, Andrianov from the Columbus, but he also wasn't supposed to, he had signed a 2030 deal in KHL. Also, I want to talk about Roman Kanserov. This guy is absolutely blowing me away with what he's doing in the KHL. You're not supposed to lead the KHL in goals as a 20-year-old or 21-year-old. That's just not supposed to happen. He is going to be able to do so many things well in the NHL because he looks like he has those traits. I think that there are a lot of traits that will translate to the NHL. Even though he's on the smaller side, he plays bigger than he is. It's like a Victor Eklund. And he is a really good playmaker. He back checks. He is willing to take a hit to make a play. I think that when you put him on the power play as well, he's going to be electric. Like this guy is like, he's not an Alex DeBrincat. Like he can actually, put on more size, but he's not like Alex DeBrincat was just unreal, like very skilled in that size. But with Roman Kanserov, he just does a lot of things that a taller player would do and a bigger player would do. And this guy's playing against men in the KHL, one of the best leagues outside. Like Vigo Bjork is also doing that in the SHL, which is one of the reasons I believe in him. But if Roman Kanserov was 6'2", he'd be one of the top prospects in the entire NHL. So it's just that skill is going to take you very, very far. I would love to see him get playing time on the top six. I hope Lashow doesn't play him on the fourth line or the third line to try to help him. But, DeBrincat has 76 points in 69 games. I don't think Kanserov's going to be able to do that, but I do think that Kanserov could be Lebowski says that DeBrincat is more of a stationary finisher. Kanserov offers more. The thing is, if Kanserov becomes DeBrincat and scores 76 points in 69 games, the Blackhawks might be a dynasty. To get a guy in the second round like this that could be a top 10 pick in a redraft just goes to show you how good of a draft that was. And I feel like the 2023 draft is one of the best drafts the Blackhawks will ever have. Obviously, you get Bedard, but you get Nick Lardis, you get Oliver Moore, you get a guy I like Martin Misiak, but he might not turn into anything special in the NHL, but I do like him. But getting a guy like Kanserov, just fantastic value. So I do feel like what he can provide on the Blackhawks is definitely like a Vigo Bjork type of impact. So I don't know, the Blackhawks won't take Vigo, but Vigo's more skilled, but Kanserov just does a lot of things well in his B game. And I do think that his floor is a lot higher than people think, but his upside is just immense. This guy could have so much potential with I don't know if he plays with Nazar. I don't even know if he plays with Bedard. I don't know where he'll play because the Blackhawks have a lot of top six smaller players, but just get this guy playing time with both of those guys and see if they have chemistry together. For me, Kanserov is one of the best Blackhawks prospects in their system. Yeah, I feel like Frondell coming up would be perfect for Bedard. Frondell is just that guy that just does a lot of things well. You could see why he went third overall. I think that there's more of a conversation of why Artem Levshunov went second overall than why Frondell went third, because he's shown so much. Levshunov looks good too, in my opinion, in a lot of different ways, but Frondell just has so much floor. And Frondell is just a really good person. You could tell him and Nestersil are going to be best friends out there. You could tell that Frondell is going to be able to play as hard as he can to get with Bedard. His B game is great. He's like a Marian Hossa to a Jonathan Toews, in my opinion. He's not going to play drive because Victor Eklund is play driving. But when you have a guy like Connor Bedard, why would you need to play drive regardless? So in my opinion, Frondell, Kanserov coming up. I hope, honestly, if people are asking this question in the chat, I don't want Frondell to lose tomorrow. I don't want Frondell's team. It's so much better when you get a guy that comes off of a gold medal in the Sweden WHL World Junior Championship in the and then for Sweden he got a gold, and then you're gonna win SHL. Like that would be a dream, a storybook like a storybook moment for Frondel. So I want him to win. I don't want him to come up if they do lose. Like that would just be worse in my opinion. And then it also allows the Blackhawks to get more of a better pick, maybe if Frondel lights the world on fire. I think this is a really good question. Wait, so Frondel has a more powerful shot, but Lardis has the sniper shot. Yeah, Frondel's shot and his slap shot is a lot more heavy, but Lardis is so much faster. Like that thing just it flies. PP isn't nearly as important as a 5-on-5 hockey, of course. Yeah, like if you had like a designated hitter, but you could put a player in for your power play, Patrick Laine would be the greatest player of all time, but it's not. Lardis is basically a power play merchant. I actually don't agree with this. I thought he played fantastic in the first games he came up, and then Blashill just put him down in the bottom six, which I think hurt him. I think he played fantastic. He was actually playing good defensively. So the Blackhawks are just a bad team. Like I don't know what they expected him to do. I would just continue to put him in the top six. What would you be willing to give up if you're the Hawks for Nyes? You know, hearing that it's going to be 3 or 4 first pick value, I'm not going for Nyes. He's not like I'm going for Brady, like Kachuk or somebody that kind of like is. I like Nyes. I'm not giving up 4 first-round picks for him. Like that's just not going to happen. 4 first-round pick values. That's literally 2 years of Blackhawks rebuilding. No, I spent way too long on NHL Tankathon to get someone better than Matthew Nyes. And not to say Matthew Nyes isn't great. It's just don't give away all your assets before you're even good. Like it's not the time to go for Nyes. I thought Nyes being available, you could get him for 2 firsts. No. Like, yeah, I'm offering Werenski or Hughes $20 million before Nyes. Like if Nyes is 3 or 4 first round pick value, why are you not trading for Quinn Hughes? Like I know it's only 1 year on his deal or whatever. Like who cares? Like why would I do that? I'm waiting until there's a better value. Neshersill may end up being as good as Nyes at some point. I actually don't know what Neshersill's potential is. I won't necessarily say like his like floor is going to be close to Nyes, but his potential certainly could be. I feel like if you're trading Neshersill in 3 firsts for Nyes, I wouldn't do it. Like, no, like that's just not going to happen. Not saying Neshersill is Nyes value nearly at all right now, but I'm just saying like I'm not trading 3 firsts for the guy, especially, and I'm not giving up Neshersill. You don't give up a guy like Neshersill. Maybe Mason West. I'm not as thrilled. Like Mason West has had a okay season at the USHL level. I think the USHL is just so hard for a guy like him that I'm just waiting to see what he does at Michigan State, which I think it's going to be next year. So I hope he has a fantastic season, but I'm not giving up Neshersill for anything. Werenski is available in 2027. Hughes is available in 2028. Both would be fantastic players, obviously. I don't know how tampering works, but I hope KD can ask agent for an amount he wants to come here. I would be shocked if Quinn Hughes went anywhere other than the Canucks if he left. So let's see. The Blackhawks are still down 2-1. And I want to go down to here. Let's see. Oh, Florida's playing Calgary right now. So Toronto did lose, and I will say why that's good. Because if you go to the full order, the Blackhawks own Toronto's second-round pick. No, that should not be that. It should be full order, yeah. So the Blackhawks own Toronto's second-round pick, and it's 39 right now. That's where we got Paul Lewicki. I mean, but Blackhawks second-round, like they own 3 second-round picks. One of them is the Islanders pick. So if you do want to root for the Leafs to lose, like that's completely fun. Even though they could get a top 5 pick, but the Leafs in the second round, that's a very valuable pick for the Blackhawks in this draft. Like that could be Liam Ruck right here. That could be like Adam Valentini. Like that's a really good pick. So I just want everybody to know that. I'm not bringing in a $20 million a year. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to have to trade for prospects that we had to develop and that are actually good that other teams want for Matthew Nyes. Because the Leafs couldn't do anything with Matthew Nyes being their 5th best player. What are the Blackhawks going to do with him being their 2nd best? Their Blackhawks are far away from being a perennial Stanley Cup winner, but they're close to being in the playoffs. And in terms of close, I mean like next year, the year after, if they actually start buying. They haven't bought in the free agency in years, and the salary cap's going to continue to go up. So I just look at how good this team actually plays. Like I get the Jeff Blashill kind of questioning on his usage of prospects, but this guy gets the best out of his players. Like Luke Richardson did as well in 2023 or in that 2022 year when the Blackhawks should have been the worst team in the league and were the 3rd worst. But Blashill is actually playing the guys well. He's actually doing what the Blackhawks fans want. But at the same time, it's not like helping the prospects in that case. But you see how Nazar, Levshunov, and Bedard went off in that overtime game. Like it's got to be them. It's got to be the prospects that kind of overcome a lot of this stuff. But obviously Reichel was traded for a 4th round pick, and then he was traded for a 6th round pick from Canucks to Bruins. So the Blackhawks were right on there. But I do think that the Bruins will give him a shot based on that video, and he already scored. But Lucas Reichel is going to be a player in this league, I believe. But the thing is, like, he's not a 1st round pick, and he does have the talent. It's just he needs to get his head right in terms of what he's doing out there. Let me know who is your favorite prospect in the Blackhawk system. Like, is there somebody that you think is underrated or the Blackhawks fans don't view as high as you do? So let me know. Maybe I'll do one more NHL draft lottery, but I am going to sign off soon. But again, I'll go back to the winner. So it was Winshave Chagged. I probably spelled it wrong. I don't know. It was a tough to input all of those things. There was a lot of names. Let's see. And also let me know what other jersey you guys would want if I did another giveaway or when I do another giveaway. I think we're going to do McKenna soon on Draft Prospects Hockey. Most underrated player in the Blackhawks organization is Wyatt Kaiser. Wyatt Kaiser was actually supposed to be in the core 4 years ago or 3 years ago. I remember Kyle Davidson clearly saying that, and that was actually something that I was surprised about. But yeah, Kaiser's a good player. I think that's pretty good. I think that he's a player that's going to be on the top 6 of a block or one of the roles, but I could see him as a top 4 defenseman. John Mustard, that's a good pool. Playing well with Providence right now. It's kind of surprising, but yeah, John Mustard is good. I think that he's a player that fell in his draft class. I was very surprised when they got him in 2024. Yeah, he's not talked about at all. I was going to try to hype him up as much as I could, but there's just so many guys that the Blackhawks have that it's kind of hard to. Yeah, another Frank Saravalli on Matthew Nyes. Yeah, how close were the Hawks to acquiring Matthew Nyes? I'm actually going to share this. Yeah. So Pat Boyle, who I actually have an interview with, and he does great work over there, but asked about the team's reported pursuit of Matthew Nyes. They were not remotely close. Did the Blackhawks check in on Nyes? I believe the answer to that question is yes. was Nyes truly available? I think that part is very much up for debate. Yeah, they were probably shopping him, but not actively shopping him and just seeing what was going on because of the Robert Thomas stuff. So I completely agree there. What do you guys think about that? Well, who do you guys want the Blackhawks to sign in free agency? And what do you guys want to see as a giveaway or something of that sort? Because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. I'm going to have a lot of these giveaways and a lot of content coming out before the draft. This is such an exciting time, as well as like it's the most important time for any prospect person, but especially like my content. So I'm going to try to continue to put out as much stuff as possible. I have 4 Anton Frendel videos coming out. I have the interview coming out with him too. So if we sign Robertson, where does he go? Does he replace Bertuzzi? Both are similar speed. Jason Robertson is the star version of a Tyler Bertuzzi, but I think Tyler Bertuzzi could just go to the bottom 6. I think you could just put him there, as well as the Blackhawks and everybody is going to continue to get more salary cap, and the salary cap is going to go up. So the NHL salary floor is going to go up as well. So the Blackhawks might have to pay a guy like $6 million to play in their bottom 6. I think Bertuzzi would be perfect on the bottom 6. I think that he's always been in that range of like, if you're not going to play him with Bedard, then throw him all the way down there. Put him on the power play if you want a guy to just get up there. But I think Jason Robertson, like Bertuzzi, is not even in Jason Robertson's stratosphere. Yeah, so I was just going to share tank again one more time. Blackhawks are 4th right now, and they have the 11th pick from Florida. So that's really interesting if Florida can stay at the 11th pick and nobody flies up. But I'm going to get off. I am going to continue to do more of these live streams. I really do like doing it. We have 300 people. Thank you so much for all watching and being supportive instead of the whole hour. But congratulations to the winner of the Connor Bedard jersey. Win, shave, changed, or chagged. I totally probably misspelled that. I'll go back to his name one more time. Heroes of the Shy. That's what it is. I do not. Let me know if you were in here. But we did it live so that everybody could see. I know we were going to do a signed Blackhawks jersey, but we couldn't get it done. The person that had said they were, getting it, they were was not true. They were scamming people. So I'm glad that we could do something like this. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to hop off. I'll be back on Monday. We're going to be doing some stuff, me and Blue Chip Prospect. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys again as well for 16.3 thousand followers. That's just huge. So thank you guys. I appreciate that.